Hi everyone. So, I have a quick question for you, and I want you to answer it truthfully. If you and your best friend are together, and someone says something nasty about your friend, what would you do? What would happen if your best friend and another person, let's call them the enemy, start verbally fighting? Would you say something? What if you kind of already hate the enemy, and they start to try and physically hurt your friend? Would you jump in? Would you help your friend? Would you go and get help? What would you do? I'm hoping that most of you would defend your friend or go and tell an adult. And to be honest, this is kind of how World War I started. Friends or allies fighting with other groups of friends or allies until eventually everyone was involved. So let's dive more into this and figure out how it all began. The Great War. Never in the history of mankind had so many people died in one war. 8.5 million soldiers were killed, 21 million were wounded, and 7.7 million people went missing or were prisoners of war. About 20 countries were involved, and after the war, some of those countries ceased to exist entirely. So what happened that led the world into so much death and destruction? First, let's take a look at a map of Europe in 1914. Europe is made up of many countries and empires, all on one peninsula. This is important to realize because a lot of the countries involved are like neighbors. They have to deal with each other pretty regularly, and they are constantly eyeing each other up to see what the other one has. It's almost like having a nosy neighbor. And sometimes in real life we see neighbors doing this. And European countries were very much nosy neighbors who thought they were better than the other people on the block. Remember this as we continue on. An important acronym for you to know is MAIN, the main causes of World War I. M stands for militarism. Militarism is the policy for a country to maintain a strong, large military force, such as an army or a navy. Oftentimes in countries with a very built-up army, they are ready at a moment's notice for any hostile activities, or in our case, a conflict with another country. A. Alliances. An alliance is a formal agreement between two powers to work together and cooperate for specific purposes. It's basically a formal friendship in which there are conditions. In our case, Europeans had so many alliances between countries. For instance, if France was attacked by another country, it was England's duty to join in and help France fight, and vice versa. I. Imperialism. Imperialism is a country when it pushes its power into a foreign land and takes control. If a country has colonies, they have a policy of imperialism. Nationalism. Nationalism can be very dangerous, and you will see it often in the United States. Nationalism is like patriotism on steroids. It is when a country puts its own needs and desires above all other people and nations. As we delve more into this unit, you will find all four of these points throughout the policies and events in warfare. Without militarism, alliances, imperialism, and nationalism, World War I would not have started. What set all of Europe over the edge was a culmination of the main causes with the assassination of one very well mustached man, the Archduke Ferdinand. He was the heir to the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, and he was shot and killed while visiting one of the territories that they owned. This person was Gavrilo Princip. He was a Serbian nationalist who just happened to see the couple in town and ran over and shot and killed both the Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife. After this, war was officially declared. This complex system of alliances caused Austria-Hungary to declare war on Serbia. Russia, as an ally of Serbia, declared war on Austria-Hungary. Germany, an ally of Austria-Hungary, declares war on Russia. This went on and on until everyone was eventually involved. So let's sum up all of our causes. Militarism, alliances, nationalism, imperialism, and assassination all culminates to mania. And let's do a little mini quiz. Which of the following consists of imposing one's powers on foreign countries? Which country was Archduke Franz Ferdinand the heir to the throne? What are the main causes of World War I? And what cause of the war do you think is the most to blame, and why? You'll tell me that next time we meet. Take care.